Hey crafty friends, this is Chelsea. Welcome to today's video. This is going to be the next installment of my craft room redo series. I guess it's going to be a series because I have a lot to do in here. If you watched my first video, I showed you how I redid my stamp storage for all my close to my heart stamps. I'm loving it. It's still working really well. And today we're going to tackle paper. So cardstock, pattern paper. We're paper crafters, right? We have a lot of it. And so I want to redo my storage for something that's going to work a little bit better than what I was doing. So I'll show you how I've been storing it, my new solution, and there might be even a little bit of paper purging along the way just to make room for everything that I have. So let's go ahead and get started. Here is my current paper storage. This is the way I've stored my paper for the longest time in these iris containers. They come in sets of 6. I got them originally from Michael's and Costco back in the day. And I used to store my pattern paper in here, but most recently I have stored cardstock. So I would put little cardstock swatches on the lids of the containers, and I separated them by color. So like all the greens in one bin, all the blues in another, and then all of them were in zip top bags with the name labeled on top. So when I want a color, I have to walk over there, dig through the bin, find the color, pull it out. It's just a little bit tedious. So this was all kind of my retired colors, and my current colors I put in this system using the Workspace Wonder from Close to My Heart and the paper trays. So what I did was I created dividers with heavyweight white cardstock, and then I die cut a little file tab and put the name on it of the color. And this way I really liked. It was right beside where I was working, super handy to get. And then I just threw the scraps right on top of each color. But the trick is you can't keep a lot of each color in there, like no full packs of cardstock, just kind of like a few sheets of each one. Otherwise, it's too hard to access everything. For my new system, I will be keeping the white in that tray because it's right beside me and super handy. But I am going to switch over to these paper envelopes. I got these off of Amazon. I got the big pack, the 82, and they are really nice. They're just thick enough and they are sturdy, and I like that they're open. I don't have to open a flap or anything. I can just reach in and grab everything, and I like that I can put full sheets and scraps as well. I'm also going to use these Avery tabs. I have the 2-inch ones. They have a few different lengths, and I got these off of Amazon as well. I will link these two things down below for you. And these have adhesive on them. So there's 2 strips of adhesive, and then I made these little pieces to go inside. So I printed off the names, and on the back, I cut a little strip of cardstock to fit, and then I glued them together so that I could just slide them in here. So I went ahead and did all that part first, kind of did it in batches, and then I can go ahead and fasten them onto the sleeves. So my thought of including both the name and the actual color is that if I look at them one way, I can search by name if I'm maybe working with an old paper pack that has certain color names on it, or I can look at the other side and search by color and look for like what is my lightest yellow or whatever. I'm pretty familiar with these colors. I'm just starting to learn the Stampin' Up! Colors, but I'm definitely kind of going back and forth and finding matches or substitutes in there. So I'm going to show you how I did all the colors just by doing the grays here. So I have all these swatches that are usually on a ring, but I pulled them off of the ring and I'm just laying them out going from lightest to darkest because that is how I want to label my cardstock. I want to have the lightest first, and then I'm going to have the labels kind of going down the side staggered. So I wanted to make sure I do it in the right order, and I thought if I lay out the swatches, that will help me visualize what order I want rather than trying to look at the back, the little tiny piece that's on the back of the label. So right now that's what I'm doing. I am just laying them all out off the screen to the right. I'm also doing the browns at the same time. I don't know why I didn't just like push it a little bit farther on so you could see that as well, but whatever. You can see what I'm doing here with the grays and finding the matches to get everything in the right order. Now that I have that figured out, I'm going to go ahead and put those onto my paper files or my folders, and I'm going to start with the lightest at the top, and I just like to kind of sit it on there first and then pull up the little kind of flaps on there and peel off the adhesive. You really want to do this in one go, because if you have to peel off the adhesive, you can, but it makes it less sticky, and you should really add in some more tape to help it stay on there. So you can see how I'm using the first one to help me line up the second one and get that going in the right spot so it's not covered up by the first label. They just kind of nicely cascade. And then I'll do the same thing, go ahead with the third one and figure out where that needs to go. And once I have it lined up where I like it, then I can just remove those top two and stick that one down. And basically that's how I did all of them. I just kept repeating that process over and over. And then once I get to the bottom, I start over again at the top and start working my way down again. So here are all my completed sleeves for my neutral colors. You can see I have scraps on there. I have a bunch of full sheets at the back. And I think that's the best way to do it, because since the scraps are at the front, I think I will reach for them more, because I'll see right in front there when I pull out the sleeve that there's all these smaller pieces that I can grab. I went ahead and finished filling these off camera, and here is what it looks like on my shelf. This is in the IKEA Calyx, and I love it. It looks so neat and tidy and super appealing. All the colors are out there, and when you look this way, you can see all those beautiful color tabs. So I have names the one way, colors the other way, and that turned out so well. Now I wanted to mention, if you're using the Avery tabs with these folders, the back side of the folder has this textured part where it's sealed together. I ended up having to put some extra packing tape over top of that part to make sure that it's stuck, because some of the ones that were a little bit fuller with paper wanted to pop off. The label part wanted to pop off on the back. I have also noticed that this is a two-handed job. If you're pulling out a color and then like pushing it back in, you kind of want to use one hand to hold the cardstock, the other cardstock, and one hand to pull or put back the one that you grabbed, just because the weight of the cardstock does fall down. There are dividers for these cubes, but in my mind, then I can hold less cardstock in each cube. So I decided not to get those yet. We'll see if I get them in the future. Now that I have my cardstock managed, I'm going to go on to pattern paper. So I've been storing my paper in a couple of places, mostly using these IKEA bins. These IKEA bins have been through a lot. You can see this one, I can barely pull this out with one hand. I'm struggling because it is so packed full. So I need to lighten this load before these boxes completely fall apart. But you can fit a ton of paper in here, and that is why they are on the bottom level of my shelf for sure. Now I have another iris container here that was over by my cardstock. This has things like wood grain, and then all of my kind of mix-in papers, like single sheets that are sorted by color. So I have them all grouped together in bags by color. Just when I thought I had all my pattern paper in one place, I found this bin, which was new products bin. It kind of ended up being like a few months worth of like leftover kits and projects and stuff just packed in there. So we're gonna go through these bins. I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing, but I want to give you an idea of what I'm looking for. So when I pull out each package, I'm looking to see what's left on the sticker sheet, how many kind of full sheets, partial sheets, what is left in the bag. Is there other embellishments? Like here I have a die cut pack that goes with this, and also how new is it. This pack is pretty new, so I'm going to leave all of that still together. This one, I only have like one more layout I could make with that. This package here is really old, and actually I have photos in there, so that needs to go into a project bin because I have a special project in mind for it. These, there's only a few left, and I'm going to roll that into my other embellishment storage. I don't know why it was just floating in there by itself. Here we have the gnomes for spring. There's quite a bit left in here, and I definitely would like to use that pack again, so I'm keeping that. Here I have dots in here. Not a lot of paper. There is a bit of cardstock as well as just a little bit of pattern paper. So I was kind of on the fence. Most of the stickers were gone. I thought I might get rid of it, but I'm going to just hang on to it for a minute and see what else I have left. So this is mix-in papers where they're all kind of like one sheet papers. They're supposed to mix in with other paper packs. That will be rolled into my colored pattern paper storage that I showed you where it's divided by color. This one, I don't have much left and I don't really want to use it. So I'm going to save the stickers. I'm going to pull those out and put them into my embellishment organization, which I will show you in a future video. And the paper, I'm going to just pass that on to my daughter. Here I have more mix-in papers, and these are in a range of colors. And again, those will go into those bags that are labeled by color. So here I have another package of that honey bunny paper and actually some random wood grain paper, which needs to be pulled out and put into the wood grain. But now I can combine what's left of these two together, and then I actually have a bit of paper to work with. This pack I love. I'm definitely keeping that one. Now we have some newer stuff. This paper is actually like a specialty paper. There's lots of foiled designs and resist designs, so it's going to go in with my specialty paper. The pattern paper will stay in there in its own pack, and then the glitter paper will also go with my specialty paper. I did end up with extras of this journey paper. This came out right at the end of Close to My Heart closing. So you can see I have another pack of the specialty and I have another pack of the pattern paper and sticker sheet. And I think I will be passing on 2 of those because I don't think I'll go through that much of it. I definitely don't need double packs of both of those. And then here we have some stuff left over from Christmas. Just peek inside and see what I have left there. I have actually quite a bit and I can see myself using that again. So gonna hold on to that. This paper, I love kind of like rainbow stripes, bright colors. I'm definitely going to keep that. This Memory Lane one I've used quite a bit, and the patterns that are left aren't my favorite, so I might get rid of that. And then I have a full kit, a full cut above Christmas card kit, so that can go in with kits. This one, I found page protectors. Woohoo! Those things are like gold these days. And then a workshop guide, which will go in with where I keep my workshop guides. This one was a card kit. I had extra cards and envelopes, another workshop guide, shimmer trim. I pulled out the cardstock because if I find big chunks of cardstock in any of these packs, I'm going to roll that into my cardstock storage. I'm not keeping it in the packs. And then I put the paper in with the other paper. There was also a random like stamp and die set in there. This Winter Gnomes also had a die set and embellishments. I pulled those out. And then this one here is actually a whole workshop with the die cuts and everything. But I'm going to pull out the guide because I probably won't make those layouts because I've used part of this. Here for the Halloween paper, I'm going to pull out all that cardstock. Just keep the pattern paper. There's glitter paper in there. I want to put that with all my glitter paper. And then I will leave the embellishments in there for now, as well as the sticker sheet. It's hit or miss whether I leave sticker sheets and embellishments in. It just kind of depends on if I think I will use them together or not. Now here are my bins. Look how much I have thinned this down. I'm so proud of myself. I have this one pack of 8x8 resist paper that I can't seem to get rid of. But other than that, I think I did pretty good of getting rid of a lot of things. It was funny when I went through these, a lot of them were not my style anymore. A lot of like browns and super distressed, and I just don't scrapbook like that anymore. So why hang on to them? I had mixed in Close to My Heart with other brands, so they're not separated anymore. But I did keep everything kind of together. So all the Christmas together, all the Halloweens together, etc. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can for myself to find everything. And then I kept over here all the stuff that is kind of meant for or I plan to use for pictures of my daughter. More kid focused, bright colors, those kinds of things. I kept all of that together, and then I kind of kept like all my florals together and tried to make it so that when I'm looking through the bins, I don't have to look through everything. I can kind of look through that one section and then I know, okay, that's all I have for those kinds of things. Then I'm getting into all my travel paper, kept all those together, and then I have all my color packs. So this is all the single sheets of pattern paper that is divided by color. And I don't want to do all my paper that way, but I like having that as an option. And then I have some more irresistible paper. I should probably put that 8x8 pack together with that one because it's the same idea. So this is all my pattern paper except for Stampin' Up! Paper, which I haven't really figured out where I'm going to put it exactly yet. But now I have to clean up this disaster that I just made all over the floor. One last thing to show you, I moved all my extra cardstock and specialty papers up here. So I have like thick mixed media cardstocks that I put up here. I have extra white daisy cardstock and a couple of packages that I end up having extras of just different colors. I have some more like extra thick white cardstock for bases. I really love my white cardstock. What can I say? And then I have my glitter paper. Now I am going to put the Avery labels on these, but they are on order. They have not arrived yet, so I just have everything separated. And I am going to do just one folder for each color. So like this one is blues, and I have all my different shades of blue glitter paper in here. Since this is all retired, I don't really care so much exactly about the colors and keeping everything separated, as long as I have all my gold together, all my blues together, all my greens together, etc., etc. One for black, one for white. Then I have all my different types of adhesive sheets in here. I have some acrylic paper, like plastic paper that I didn't even know I had, super thick for like making mini albums. I have some stencil sheets in here for making stencils. I have just vellum, acetate, all those kinds of things. And I know this is kind of like falling down a little bit now because I don't have quite enough in here. I have also ordered a third pack of these paper folders. That's right, this took 2 full packs. There's 82 in each pack. It took 2 full packs, and now I have a third one on order so that I have stuff to put my Stampin' Up! Cardstock. Once I start getting into that, I'm going to be having that up here, and then I think probably the Stampin' Up! Pattern paper, as it's retired, will go on here. Right now I have it on top of my desk in an organizer, so it's in my face, easy to grab, but as things are retired, they'll probably move their way onto here, either into the pattern paper bins below or just right on the shelf. I am super happy with how this turned out, and I've already loved using this so far. So I hope you found this helpful and found some ideas for your own space. If you want to check out the first video that I did all about my stamp organization, you can click on that here. And I will see you again soon with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.